watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K. It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like,
OnFireTV.com.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show, OnFire-TV.com, RadioOnFire.com. So, I mean, I've been going back and forth with this in my mind, right? Corny, what's corny, what's not corny. We gotta have the corny conversation, right? A corny guy conversation. This is something that women throw out there. Oh, you're corny, he's corny, you're doing corny things. What exactly is corny? Corny, I guess if you don't like something that somebody does, is that's corny? Something is not street, is that corny? Or is being in the streets corny? I mean, what is corny? Right? So what brought this up? Michael B. Jordan, of course, on the red carpet promoting Creed and a conversation with L'Oreal, and they went to school together, 7th grade, and so he's kind of in his zone where she is doing media at an event that he's the star of the movie and he directed the movie, and it's kind of like, okay, like, yeah, you said I was corny, and look at me now, how you like me now, kind of thing, right? So he's kind of feeling himself, right? And a lot of people are motivated by something like that. People calling them corny, people making fun of you. Now, a lot of times, Joe Budden said something about, well, she didn't call you corny, and then on the podcast or whatever, one of the other girls, like Dominique the Diva, called Michael B. Jordan corny. And she said she knows him. People made fun of him back in school. So technically on that podcast, she did not call him corny. But we don't know if he was referring to the podcast or what he was referring to specifically. But she owned up to making fun of him when they were in school, right? And kids tease each other, right? Right now, they would call that bullying, right? But so she was a part of the crew that made fun of him. They went to some performing arts school in New Jersey, and he knew at an early age he wanted to be an actor. So he was moving in that lane to become an actor, right? So he's got headshots. He's going to auditions. They're in a performing arts school anyway, so it's not like this is a regular type of hood school. But anyway, you're on your path, right? You're focused at an early age, and maybe you're not involved in what the in crowd is doing. So they call you corny, they make fun of you, and maybe back in the day the word might have been a nerd, or these kind of things. And then you fast forward with where people are in their lives, and if they're on that path and where they've achieved success, now they may look different. You know how the girl back in school, back in the day, she was what they call the ugly duckling, right? Or she looked funny in school, and then she becomes older. Now she looks good, right? And so you're looking at her different. Now, if you approach that girl, right, the girl who back in school, you thought she was a nerd. If you're of a certain age, you use that word. Then you say they were corny or whatever. What the ugly duckling, right? She just looked funny. Maybe she had big glasses. Maybe she didn't have the cool clothes. But then you become adults, right? She didn't go through all the crazy things that some of the loose girls went through. She didn't do some of the fast girls, and now she has blossomed. But you made fun of her when she was in school. Now you see her, and she's a fully grown woman. She looks amazing, and now you try to holler at her. She, a lot of times, is going to remember how you treated her. And she may throw something, oh, you're on my face now, back in the day, da-da-da-da-da. That's all that Michael B. Jordan was doing. That's all. But for some reason, they coming at him crazy because I don't know. I don't know if some folks are mad because of how they were treated in high school, and they kind of just, put that on him. It's really weird. It's really weird. But people are mad at Michael B. Jordan because he felt a certain kind of way and pointed it out of how he was treated when he was a kid. It's really strange. It's really strange. But I thought that it brought a bigger conversation about, first of all, what's wrong with calling your haters out? What's wrong with proving your haters wrong? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Some people are motivated by proving people wrong. They said I couldn't do it. They made fun of me. And so they use the haters. They use the people that made fun of them. They use the bullies. They use all of that teasing as fuel for the fire. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, women, for some strange reason, women don't seem to like quote unquote corny guys. So, and to me, the code, the definition, the AKA for corny guy is a good guy. Good guys are usually corny, right? The good guy's responsible. The corny guy, he's the one that, okay, he's the one that's not with the edge, right? With the rough edge. That's the one that you can bring your kids around. That's the one that's going to be a good representation for your son, right? Because you had the baby by the cool guy. He ain't in your son's life. The corny guy is the one that's going to be the good role model for your kid. But y'all dump on the corny guy. That's the part that is confusing to me. Ladies, do you want a good representation? Do you want a good role model for your kids, or do you want a bad one? Do you want somebody that's responsible, or do you want somebody that's irresponsible? Do you want somebody that goes to work, or do you want a bum? Do you want somebody that is a hard worker and making an honest living, or do you want somebody that's taking street chances as an adult? Like, what do you want? I saw this post online that said something about Michael B. Jordan seeming like the type of person that knew where his birth certificate was. And that was a bad thing. It's just crazy. Like they were saying, like, Michael B. Jordan, the type of guy that knows where his real birth certificate is. Okay, like, shouldn't you know where your birth certificate is? Right? The corny guy's the one that's going to be more responsible. But for some strange reason, I don't know. I think that Michael B. Jordan handled the L'Oreal situation well. He wasn't like disrespectful to her. He didn't walk right past her and not grant her the interview. If he was really trying to embarrass her, he wouldn't have did the interview. He did an interview with her. It was just kind of like, hey, remember you said this about me? Now look at me, right? And she said, you're not corny now, right? Now, maybe on the radio broadcast, she did not say the words, you're corny, right? Somebody else did, but she agreed with it. And she said to him, you're not corny now. So if you tell somebody you're not corny now, you are acknowledging that you thought they were corny at one point in time. But some people like to play with words, right? Some people like to play with words. I'm not one of those type of people that like to play with words. They say that Russell Wilson is corny, right? And I guess if you look at Russell Wilson and you look at Future, they are polar opposites. And I love this conversation, the Future Russell Wilson conversation, right? I mean, yes, if a guy is not that street, if a guy is a little bit offbeat, everybody does something corny at one point in time, right? Your father may crack a corny joke. Your mother may say something. And sometimes anything that you do that somebody else does that you don't agree with, you can consider that to be corny. Why are you doing that? That's corny. Why are you wearing that? That's corny. I don't like that kind of music. That's corny, right? People just kind of throw that out there. Guys, we use the word crazy all the time. Yo, what happened with you and Shorty? Oh, she crazy. Oh, what's up with your mom? She tripping. Oh, mom's just crazy. Like, we'll just use that word and it just means everything. Yo, how was that movie? Yo, that was crazy. Yo, what's up with his album? How's his album sound? Yo, that album is crazy, right? It was all different words. The same word, different meanings, right? And so we'll do that with corny. And I think that people often use the word corny, but understand this. A guy does not like to be called corny, right? It's like you dissed him. You mushed him in his face. Yo, get out of here. You're so corny, right? We don't like to hear that. So it's definitely a negative thing when you call somebody corny, right? And I think a couple years ago, me and Sweet Tea talked about it on the His and Her show. Could a woman be corny? Can a woman be considered corny? And ultimately, what we came up with is that women can call other women corny, but I think guys don't really call women corny. But generally speaking, it's a negative word, but what you're talking about is not really that negative. You're talking about a guy who's focused, a guy who may not be into all the trends and the styles, but he's focused on his business. And maybe he doesn't know every cool little thing, but is a good person. You call that guy corny. Now, somebody could be offbeat or say something that just comes off wrong, and maybe that's corny, right? But everybody is corny at some point in time by the definition. Everybody does something off. Everybody does something that other people look like, yo, what's up with your man? Everybody does that. Everybody does that. Now, last thing on this, some people were saying that Michael B. Jordan was corny because he dates white girls, right? Because he's attracted to white girls, that makes him corny. I mean, I think that, of course, in today's day and age, your personal preference is your personal preference. And if you like white girls, or you like Spanish girls, or you like black girls, I like all women, white, black, Spanish, whatever. If I like her, I like her. So, it's not corny for you to date your preference. And he's dated black women, right? He dated white women. You date who you want, right? You live in. You do what you want to do, because women, we can't tell y'all who to date or who to like. We can't say, she's William's sister, she's married to the white guy, that's whack. Or this one, Eve's married to the white guy, that's corny. No, y'all ain't gonna stand for that. Ladies ain't gonna stand for that. Ladies can date who they want, and they'll make excuses. Because these men doing this, these men doing that. Men can date who they want. And so if you a black guy and all you want to date is white girls, that's on you. I don't think that that's corny. That just means more black girls for me. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, onfire-tv.com, radioonfire.com. You can definitely check us out. Check me out weekdays, 6 p.m. Of course, onfire-tv.com, The Diamond K Show, anywhere you get your podcast. Shout out to the folks over at WRF Radio. You can check out our broadcast there as well. Become a Patreon supporter. You can do that in the link below. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you need to get in touch with me, music, booking, anything like that, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Right there, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Catch up on episodes of the show on fire-tv.com/Diamond K. I will be back later on today. We got a lot of announcements to make and a lot of stuff. I'm very excited about that. See you guys later.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.